Hello there, Lauren.
Good afternoon. Great to see you. Cheers.
Great. Cheers.
Monte.
We're, we're sitting down for our afternoon drinks, and we wanted to invite all of you into this conversation that we're having about the upcoming trip, kind of like a little super secret ladies podcast about our upcoming retreat and making sure that you have everything you need and hopefully answer some questions that been getting and just share in the excitement. I think we're about 35, 30-ish days out by the time we're in your ear, and we just couldn't be more excited about the trip to come.
Yeah. So, Alicia, for those of us who haven't maybe got a chance to meet you yet, will you tell us a little bit about yourself? We're super excited to have you join us this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm Alisha Wilford. I am a life coach, an artist, an author, an all-around creative. What else? Sometimes podcaster. Yes. And a little bit of a jack of all trades, master of none, so to speak, but doing lots of work with personal development and creativity. How about
Man,
you?
I should have gone first. Now I'm a little like, okay, what am I going to say?
Oh, you are
um,
definitely a master at many things.
For those of you who haven't met yet, hi, I'm Lauren. My name's Lauren Hudson, and I am the co founder of Terroir Tours. My husband, Jake, and I have been in the wine business for more than 15 years. And over the past 10 years, we've kind of tried to develop a field trip experience for people of sorts and go and take adventures to some of the places where we love to taste the wines, meet the farmers, learn about the areas, taste the local cheese. And recently we launched this all ladies trip. Just last year, we went to Tuscany with a group of 14 women. And this year, we're doing our second annual retreat, going to the south of France with you all. So we're really excited. I actually was really inspired by Alicia early on before you even knew that I knew you. I was going to some of your yoga classes down at Greensboro Downtown Yoga. And I was also listening to your Wise Women podcast. And I knew that you had been visiting one of our wine bars, Rioja. So I was kind of following along in the shadows. And when I had this idea of this community trip with women, and I knew that I needed someone to kind of lead and inspire our vision for creativity and for movement and for rejuvenation, I would ask Jake, I was like, Jake, do you think Alicia would be interested in doing this? Can you help with an introduction? And so he set us up on a date and he came with us the first time. And I'm really excited that we're doing it again. And I'm really, really looking forward to connecting with all these ladies with you. So thank you for your time.
That was such an awesome night too, that we sat down at Lewis and Elm and had a great evening. That was so fantastic. I've been a lover of your wine bar for years, and knowing that the two of you have been doing these incredible adventures. And Lauren, like, one of your superpowers, not only are you excited about the wine and the terroir and the stories behind the vineyards, but like your ability to put together such an incredible experience and then the attention to detail to make sure everyone doesn't even have to think while they're on these retreats. You can just experience the experience, and you've had this magical experience. Like, that is a true gift. And I think it's really interesting sometimes when something is so well done, you don't even realize how much work has gone in on the back end. And I just know how much work that you are putting in for all of us to make this experience truly magical. And I can't wait for everyone to experience that with us.
Well, I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. And truly, I'm glad to hear that, all of the work is kind of, or at least it doesn't seem like work, I guess is what I want to say. The idea is that it's like the ballet, right?
Yeah.
You know how much effort goes in, but the fact that it's effortless and you can kind of be taking out of time and space and just be in the moment and create that sense of flow. That's kind of the whole inspiration. So
Yeah.
thank you for saying that. And I know that all these ladies are going to hopefully feel that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the ballet is entirely the right metaphor for that. I love a good metaphor. Oh,
So,
yeah.
so
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the, how would I put this? What was the inspiration behind terroir tours? Can you talk about that a little bit more?
oh, yeah, yeah. Thanks for asking. So, well, I met my husband 12 years ago now. And since that time, he's been the manager at Rioja and he bought Rioja, the wine bar, in 2016. And kind of somewhere between 2012, 2016, I would notice, excuse me, let me say, actually, it was right about 2014. I would notice that I came home and he would be working on his day off on these beautiful travel itineraries. He would say, "Oh, yeah, such and such from Riojas going to Napa Valley." They asked for a couple suggestions. So I just decided I would, make a plan for them. And I'm going to send them to this winery and this restaurant on this day. And then they're all really close to each other in the valley. And then the next day they're going to go and they're going to go to this winery and this restaurant. And he spent 6 hours curating these really incredible weekends for people. And he just did it, out of the kindness of his heart. And while I thought that was really great, I told him, I thought, babe, this is taking a lot of your time and energy and expertise. I think that this is something people will be interested in paying for. And so we started to curate itineraries for people. And then after a couple of years, a group approached us and they said, have you ever thought about leading a tour? We really want to go to Napa, but we really like to listen to the stories you guys share. We love the wineries that you choose. We're so overwhelmed with all these decisions. Will you just put together a trip and we'll all pay and we'll come with you? And so we thought about it and we did. We had our first Napa Valley ever group led terroir tour in 2016. And I remember setting my alarm to wake up at 2:45 in the morning on a Sunday, the last day of the month, because the reservations for this restaurant this group requested opened at midnight once every 2 months. And in order to get this reservation, you had to be like the first logging on. And not only that, you had to pay out the full cost of each ticket in advance. And this particular restaurant, some of you guys might know it. It's a really famous one. It's called the French Laundry. It's Thomas Keller's number
Yeah.
one chef, and oftentimes it's restaurant of the year, time and time again, with a really incredible wine program. Anyway, long story short, they really wanted to go. So we didn't have much money at this time, but we spent an exorbitant amount of money to put down for everybody to go in advance. And we had one of the most incredible experiences of our life. And from then on, we were like, this sense of community that I
Mm.
think really, when you're travel together, when you're tasting wine together, when you're appreciating food together, that was what really stuck out to us. And that he and I can go to these wineries and have an incredible time. There's something different when you're there sharing it with all of your friends. And so from then on, we were inspired and wanted to lead more groups. So we did California a few times. Our first international tour was Italy, across northern Italy, where we went on our honeymoon. And then we've also done Portugal, Eastern France, and plan to do Spain and Sicily next year. So it's been fun to
That's
watch it grow.
so incredible. I love that. I didn't quite know that story. That's amazing. That's so awesome.
So it's one of those things, I think, looking back and you kind of see the dots connecting. In my former life, I was an educator and I was an administrator in international education. And so I ran a retention and recruitment program for students at UNC Greensboro, Chinese international students, and I had planned these big group trips over spring break and fall break. New York City, Charleston,
Mm.
domestic, but I kind of got this sense of how to organize group travel. And then Jake is an incredible storyteller. We had all these connections through the wine industry. So it's kind of one of those things where you see everything kind of coming together and it's a unique opportunity. And I'm glad that people want to go with us. I
Oh my goodness. I love that so much. Lauren, thank you for sharing that.
have a question for you. I guess, some of the questions I've been getting from our ladies are really about, the themes of the retreat that we've kind of selected. It's a little bit about kind of getting into the mindset and how to prepare if you want to prepare, or just what we can expect about that part of our trip. And so I'm really excited to hear a little bit more from you about your inspiration and some of the things that we can plan for as we get together.
Yeah. And maybe I can say a little bit about how we came to get together on this then because
Yeah.
you said you wanted to do a retreat for women. From the yoga studio perspective, I had led yoga, mindfulness retreats. I had led some creativity yoga-esque retreats all at the beach. And I'd had dreams of doing international, but I never had the right situation, like the right combination. There's a lot that goes into it. And the details and the planning part are not always my forte. We'll say that. And so I knew that I needed to wait for the right thing. And so when you said, let's do this, I thought, oh my goodness, this could not be more perfect because the way this is set up is I get to focus on the things I'm really good at and the things that I love doing, which are the yoga and the holding space and travel. So I did a year of travel in 2017. So I went one place every month. The rules that I set for myself this particular year were to go one place every month, and that could be as close as the next city over or as far away as I went as far away as India. That was probably the furthest away that I went that year. But I had to approach each place, even if it was Burlington or Graham, the next city over from us, with the eyes of a traveler. Because you know that feeling, and I think it's the feeling that we're all having right now of, oh my gosh, the retreat, it's coming up. It's only 30 days away. And then you know that feeling when you've closed the laptop, you've turned off the computer, the bags are packed, and you're heading to the airport, and you can you can breathe into the trip for the first time, and that
Hmm.
excitement is
Hmm.
really there, and
Hmm. Hmm.
like, oh, I'm on vacation. I get to have a good time. Like this is yes, yeah. So, I think about that. I got to have that feeling every month that year. And I knew I was actually starting my business, Yoke in Abundance. And I knew that I was scouting locations of places that I wanted to take people and things that I wanted to do. And I was trying out other people's retreats. I was seeing what would work and what didn't feel like it worked and what was really cool and it felt like a complete dud. And I think that travel like this gives us an opportunity to grow and develop. But just going can
Hmm.
be growth and development enough. Just clearing your space for yourself, that alone is huge personal growth and development because when you come home, when you get to give yourself that kind of space, there's nothing else like that. And it's very special, and you grow just from that. But then some folks, on our Italy retreat, some folks really, really got into doing some of the life coaching work that I have, some writing prompts and personal development and thinking about your why and your core values and what's next. And so I love what we're doing because we're giving a choose your own adventure. There's going to be space
Hmm.
to either do that or do watercolor or have a coaching session with me if you want to or not. So those things are available as a part of this, but and this is a very long answer to your very short question, but I'm excited to get to hold space for people in yoga, in watercolor, in personal development. And yeah, there's nothing like the container of travel to help facilitate really whatever you want to get out of this experience and grow from that.
Yeah. And I love how we bring that back with us. Our community is very much still in touch, and how we're all still supporting each other and getting together. And from just the small birthday messages in the WhatsApp group to sharing kind of some messages about like quotes that are inspiring us, things that are making us laugh, getting together for cooking classes. So the community and some of that work and that feeling that we get there to be able to bring it back and to still have a piece of that and share that with people while we're at home. Sometimes it's hard to return home
Yeah.
when you go from an experience like that, but then to have that little piece to still hold on to kind of makes it better and makes you take it into your day-to-day life.
Really special stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so excited for this community of ladies. So, I guess as it relates to that in organizing the time of day, we've been getting a lot of questions just generally about the itinerary. We've sent a detailed one now, so I think people have a clear sense of how to organize their time. But each morning will be pretty relaxing, and we'll start with a little bit of the watercolor, a little bit of the yoga movement.
Mhm.
What about this watercolor? Do I need to be an advanced watercolor artist? Should I be practicing before I come for the retreat, Alicia? Or am
Oh
I
my
going to
gosh,
be okay
Lauren.
just to show up as I am?
You can show up just as you are. So we're
Okay.
providing all of the tools, but here's the thing. I'm going to make it so easy and so playful. So, if you like the watercolor, great. If you have experience with watercolor, great. You're going to get a lot out of this. But if you're a complete beginner, you're going to get all of the tools to just play. And whether you're trying to paint something that you saw on that trip, or whether you just want to paint swatches, which can be really fun, there will be something for you in the watercolor experience. And I promise you'll probably like it more than you expect. And the same thing for the yoga. It doesn't matter what level of yoga you're at. I teach what I call all levels yoga. So no matter who you are, all of us have injuries, all of us have stuff. I recently had some surgery stuff. I'm modifying, I'm doing things differently and even more slowly, but you can take it as slow as you want or as fast as you want, and I will make sure that you'll be comfortable in your body doing it.
I'm really excited. And I will tell you that I am keeping up with my watercolor journaling from last year as inspired. I've been doing a little traveling. And, I think in the morning when you have a picture that inspires you over a cup of coffee, there's not much more of a relaxing way to kind of get into the flow of the day. So,
Agreed. Agreed. Lauren, can you talk about clothing? So I know this is something a little bit. I know this is a question you're getting a ton, and I I'm getting this question as well. We all want to look cute. We none of us want to stand out like a sore thumb, and we all get like one suitcase because we want to bring home. And
yeah,
so what
yeah,
would
yeah,
you
yeah. So what do
suggest?
we need?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great question. I think I'll mention just a little bit about a couple of the itinerary activities that you might want to have a special thing that you're thinking about for. So one night I'm really excited. We're all going to have a 5 course tasting menu
Mhm.
by prepared by a Michelin rated chef. So that evening is at a more kind of upscale restaurant. So I think one kind of nicer skirt, dress, inspired little romper, jumpsuit number, something that feels special to you, that you feel good in, that makes you excited, that maybe you don't get a chance to wear every day. That is definitely the time to bring this outfit out. So definitely bring one of those. I will also point out that one day we're going to be doing kind of like an e-scooter ride, and we'll be in the vineyards and walking around. So there'll be, one day where we're going to be kind of athletic, and it'll be great to make sure that you have a pair of sneakers. The site itself is a pretty rocky because we're right on vineyards on the Mediterranean. So there's mountain biking that you can do on site. There's a lot of hiking you can do on site. So just prepare to be active. Other than
Mm.
that, you know, cute bathing suit, big floppy hat because it is incredibly sunny and we're going to be spending some time outside. But I'll make sure I send everybody like a full detailed list. There will be time every day to go to sit by the pool. There will be a spa day where the day is reserved just for us. So robes are provided, but if you have a particular inspired spa look you want to bring, I remember last year we had a lady. She was so cute. Remember all the cute outfits Tammy had for the pool with her swim caps and then her matching bathing suits. So if you're feeling that, if that's your vibe, go for it. The swim caps are not required this year. I know they were at the thermal pools in Tuscany last year. But yeah, or if you just want to bring one suit and that's it the whole time, that's what I did last year. So however you feel.
I love it. I love it. That's so good.
What other questions I'm trying to think have you been getting?
The clothing is a big one. You know,
is
we
the
all
big
want to
one.
know. We all want to know. What
Everybody
do
wants.
we wear? How do we
I
not stand
will
out?
I will mention though, things that you just regarding packing. Where we are staying at the resort is in a pretty rural area. So it is this big, expansive property on the castle. There's lots to do in terms of activities, but there's not going to be a place to like pick up a toothpaste or to pick up like ibuprofen. We're going to make a trip out and do some shopping in the local village one day so you can pick something up if you forgot something, but just, be aware that it is not going to be like you can kind of pop in and out of the store. So just make sure that you bring any medicines or anything like that that you might need, especially allergies. For
Mhm.
me, sometimes when I'm traveling in the spring and the fall, there's different stuff in bloom than like where I am at home. So although I don't normally get allergies, they impact me there. So I always recommend some allergy medicine too.
Zyrtec is a big one for me that I always
Mm-hmm.
remember.
Same.
Zyrtec, Benadryl, and Excedrin for migraine are kind of like musts in my, my toiletry bag. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great tip. Yeah, I think that's it about packing. We are going to send the ladies. I think you mentioned this when you were talking about watercolor materials. We are going to send you guys your watercolor materials and your guidebooks and your kind of journals for the retreat, so that you
Mhm.
can pack them with you and bring them. We are not going to be bringing yoga mats though. So people
Oh,
will want to make sure that they have a yoga mat. And I think you have a travel mat you recommended. So maybe I can get that link from you and I can include it in the next email we send to everybody.
yeah, I do have a travel mat I like. And so the women that went on the trip last year, those will fold very well in their suitcase. And if you need a specific travel mat, I believe it is Manduka that has a very nice folding, very grippy.
Cool.
It doesn't have a lot of padding, but it is got a lot of grip to it, which is great and is super easy to get in the suitcase and to travel. So we need to watch out for our mailboxes.
Yes, watch out for mailboxes for the pre-retreat goodies, the things to bring with you for the activities.
Don't forget to
And
pack them. You definitely need them.
yeah. The goal is to relax and for everything to be minimal and for us to not worry too much. We're gonna all have a really great time together and it's gonna be laid back and a lot of fun. But if you have specific questions, things that we haven't covered about the activities, about things that we're excited to share, about what you might need, feel free to let us know.
Yeah, it's going to be spectacular. I think that's everything. So I guess we'll bid you all adieu.
Until soon.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.